Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my Summer 2023 BookTube Spin video. So the BookTube Spin is a TBR game that was brought to BookTube by Rick McDonnell. He brought it over, I think, from the blogging literary verse, where you make a list of 20 books, usually siphoned off into 4 categories. You make the list first, then you spin a wheel, and you read the book that the wheel lands on in a certain amount of time. I do mine quarterly. Since Rick brought this game to BookTube and I've been playing it quarterly, I've made a few adjustments as I go. My 4 categories are 4 different genres that don't change. I start with Jewish fiction, I go to general fiction, then science fiction, and then fantasy. And I would like to make the game as diverse as possible, so I started doing 3 spins, and then I would ultimately choose the book from the genre I've read from least differently. So here's a list of several of the most recent times I've played this game, and you can see that it's been a long time that since I've gotten science fiction and also general fiction. So yeah, first I started doing 3 spins, and then I decided it still wasn't being all that nice to me in terms of, diversifying the reading. So I decided for the first 2 quarters that I've done the game so far this year, I'm officially taking those numbers that I chose out of the running. So I'm technically doing a spin with 18 numbers because I feel like that'll increase my odds. And if you think that's unfair, remember this is a game of chance, pure chance. So anything that, slightly tilts the odds in my favor seems kind of fair to me. So there we have it. So what I'm going to do now is read my 20 or technically 18 books in contention, give a little bit of detail on them, then do my 3 spins, and then I'll do an extra spin at the end for anyone else who wants to play along but have all 20 numbers. So there we go. So I'm going to start with Jewish fiction. Number 1 is one that I chose in quarter 1, so that's Nixed. Number 2 is Queen for a Day by Maxine Rosaler, a novel and stories about a culturally Jewish woman. She's part of a group of mothers struggling with their autistic kids. Number 3 is The Lost Family by Jenna Bloom. It's a vibrant Jewish portrait of a marriage, family, and World War II trauma spanning from the 1960s to the 1980s. Number 4 is The Lake on Fire by Rosalind Brown. It's a 19th century Jewish immigrant story about people leaving a failing Wisconsin farm for the tenuous dream of living in the Gilded Age in Chicago. And number 5 is Willa and Hesper by Amy Feltman, where after an interfaith lesbian couple breaks up, they turn to different cultural experiences, including Jewish ones for Willa, in an effort to heal. Moving on to general fiction, number 6 is The Fourth Child by Jessica Winter. A devout Catholic woman adopts a 4th child from Eastern Europe while relations with her oldest girl start to fray. Number 7 is Of Women in Salt by Gabrielle Garcia, spanning from the 19th century to today in Cuba, Mexico, and the US. This is a story of family, addiction, and secrets. Number 8 is Revival Season by Monica West. It's the story of a Black evangelical family, healing, revivals, sexism, and faith. Number 9 is Austerlitz by W.G. Sebald. This is a non-Jewish German author tackling the Holocaust in this translated novel. And number 10 is We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang. It's another novel about a Catholic family torn apart by secrets centering around a family business. Now we're into science fiction with number 11, Provenance by Anne Leckie. A fugitive looks to reclaim stolen treasure in space and finds herself embroiled in an alien plot, literally. Number 12 is Ancestral Night by Elizabeth Bear. A routine salvage mission in space goes awry when an ancient technology is uncovered. Number 13 is Pushing Ice by Alistair Reynolds. A rockhopper crew is tasked with tailing one of Saturn's moons as it breaks orbit and leaves the solar system. Number 14 is Dark Orbit by Caroline Ives Gilman. It's about alien contact on a distant planet with more of a murder mystery plot than is my usual, but we'll go with it. And number 15 is Martians Abroad by Carrie Vaughn. It's YA about a young Martian girl who dreams of spacefaring but ends up getting sent to Earth instead. Womp womp. And finally, we get to fantasy, and I am nixing number 16 just because I chose that number last quarter. Number 17 is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. A man discovers his fate is tied up with that of an empire, and he may be here not to save the world, but to destroy it. Number 18 is The Vanished Queen by Lisbeth Campbell. A woman vows to take down a despotic king and, surprise, surprise, finds herself embroiled in court politics. Number 19 is A Queen in Hiding by Sarah Kozloff. An orphaned princess becomes a guerrilla fighter and must assemble a group of rebels to take back her kingdom. And finally, number 20 is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. A young peasant girl discovers she has an unearthly power, but the war she fights for her god may cost her her humanity. Okay, so starting with spin number 1. Aha! Ha! I broke my cycle! I finally, after over a year, got science fiction with Martians Abroad! Huzzah! I could stop right here, but I am curious to see if maybe I'll spin another science fiction or what else I might get, so I'll keep going. So we're into spin number 2. Okay, well, number 19 is fantasy. It's A Queen in Hiding, and I just read from fantasy, so I'll definitely be going with spin number 1 so far. But here we have our final spin, spin number 3. Okay, and spin 3 is from Jewish fiction, which I also read from this year. It is The Lost Family by Jenna Bloom, which I will not be reading this time because I did indeed spin a science fiction. I'm so excited. I will be reading Martians Abroad, which is YA science fiction too. It seems more unusual, certainly, than YA fantasy. So I'll be getting to this book in the summer. But yes, as promised, I will do one final 4th spin, not for myself, but for anyone else who wants to play with all 20 numbers. So here we go. Okay, so that is number 7. Whatever number 7 is on your list, I hope that it's something you'll enjoy reading. And that about covers it for me now. I will leave the Goodreads links for all of the books I mentioned down below in case you'd like to know more information about them. And I hope to be back on this channel soon to do my second TBR game that I play, which I play monthly. It's my page 112 tag game, where I randomly choose 3 books off of my physical shelves and rate them by how well written page 112 is. At least that's the goal of it. So stay tuned for that. I hope you all are amassing up great books for your July reading. And happy 4th of July to anyone who is celebrating. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. And I'll see you next time.